The report was translated into a number of languages.
It was recognized as the gold standard for investigation for years.
I was born in Lamont, Alberta. My father was not only a farmer, but he was an entrepreneur. Did a lot of real estate as well on the side. As a young boy, 10, 12 years of age, I was busy on a typewriter typing transfers of land for him. That's where I really got my early interest in legal matters. In high school, I was very active in the Air Cadets. Two of my buddies and I signed up for the Air Force. 2 months later, the war ended, and my parents persuaded me to withdraw my application and to go on to law school. I was interested in personal injury claims, torts, negligence, and that was my specialty.
Virgil Moshansky was in a law practice, a very successful law practice. And I said to Virgil, this town of VEGREVILLE needs a mayor like you. Next day, nomination papers were filed. He didn't wait for it to happen. He made it happen. 18 hours. He worked at his law practice and he also worked on town affairs. He wouldn't quit till the job was done.
Well, in 1976, I received a call from the Prime Minister's office asking if I would accept an appointment to the Supreme Court of Alberta. And I served a total of 28 years on the Superior Court in Calgary.
He was an outstanding judge and very, very popular with the bar.
He almost had a serenity about the work that he did because he was confident in what he was doing. He had sound judgment, had a compassion for those who came to court for inexplicable reasons.
There was a lot of operational oddities to that flight that normally wouldn't happen. They got airborne with the contamination. There just wasn't enough lift over the wings. The aircraft stalled and went into the trees off the end of the runway. Crashed, it burned. There was, I believe, about 24 people that were killed in the crash and about 40 some odd that survived the accident.
I was informed they were looking for a senior trial judge, preferably one with an aviation background. I have owned an aircraft ever since 1955, and I guess I fit the bill.
He said, I'm not going to do half a job. If I take this on, I want to look at everything. And he was given carte blanche to look at everything in the Canadian aviation system when he started that inquiry.
A month and a half after I commenced the commission hearings, my younger brother was killed in an air crash. The aircraft barely got into the air, and the aircraft stalled and they went in and crashed. They were all killed. If I needed any inspiration to do a good job on the Dryden inquiry, I got it. It was quite obvious that there was icing involved here and pilot error. Why would an inexperienced pilot with 22,000 hours of flying time take off with ice on the wings? It seemed to me that there were some systemic problems involved.
The big thing that Virgil did with his investigation was the why. What was behind all of these decisions that they made? And he went right back to the very top of the aviation system and started looking at aviation regulations and at all of the other aspects of aviation that factored into it. He had 191 recommendations by the end of his inquiry. Most thorough investigation ever done in Canada and probably the world at that time.
Anybody flying now who may have flown 20 years ago would notice the difference in the de-icing procedures at airports. And this has happened worldwide.
Virgil is recognized around the world, I think, as the leader in promoting aviation safety.
He never missed a single singing recital, piano recital. He'd be right there in the front row videoing the whole thing. I feel really lucky to have kind of grown up and had kind of that role model who's such a positive role model in my life.